I'm Jennifer Novak, and I help property owners and buyers understand the legal liability of owning a property that is suspected of having contamination. Today, I want to talk about what we call all appropriate inquiries. This is really important to know about if you're thinking about buying a commercial or industrial property. Now, all appropriate inquiries is a process of doing enough research about a property to know whether it might be contaminated. It's important for a few reasons. Number one, and maybe the most important one, is that if you own a contaminated property, it usually means that you have a legal obligation to investigate it and clean it up. That means hiring an environmental consultant. It can cost up to hundreds of thousands of dollars. It can take years. So you're better off not being in that position in the first place. But even if you didn't own the property when the contamination happened, you still need to show that you made all appropriate inquiries and you couldn't have known what you were getting into. And if you can't show that you went through that process, you're going to have a difficult and maybe even impossible time trying to fall within one of the applicable legal defenses. So, yes, it's pretty important. Now, this process is also important because it may affect your ability to qualify for grants or financing. You're going to have to show that you didn't take an unreasonable risk when you bought this property. And again, you couldn't have known what you were getting into. So what does this look like? It's not something that most people can just do on their own. It is literally written into the guidelines that the assessment must be done by an environmental professional. That person is going to have to swear that they have the education, the training, and the experience to know how to examine a property, what information they need, and they're qualified to render an opinion about the property's condition. And not to mention, this inquiry goes beyond just doing some online research. It's looking at the geology of the area, the history, what information they need but might be lacking, what the property physically looks like, and many, many other factors. It's a formal process. Now, we have clients who understand that they have to meet the standard, and they come to us before buying a property so they can protect themselves. But it's often because they've already learned the hard way that the cost of going through an all appropriate inquiries process is a lot less than finding out that you just bought a big problem. Now, we work with environmental consultants from big companies and small ones all across the state. If you would like to talk to one to protect yourself, just give us a call and we would be happy to give you some options.